I had started experiencing doubts related to the deen, and this was
So they were in Turkey.
it wasn't like terrible, and I thought to myself, why don't I create something similar? Yeah, exactly.
يا ان شاء الله مديح يا
Why don't we have Muslim American literature? But our university, all of the asatid are Arabs, like Syrians, Egyptians, etc. Speaking, you swear that you will speak Arabic from 8 in the morning to 4 at night, 4 in the afternoon, 4 days in a week.
قل هذه سبيلي أدعو إلى الله.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi.
Welcome to a new episode of Deen Dunya, where we try to bridge the religion with our everyday life. We are thrilled today to have a new special guest who is coming from Turkey exclusively. And I'm going to be taking over the moderation role today because Almir hasn't learned English yet. Yeah. What are you doing here?
Ik gewoon heb geen Engels. Ik kan geen English.
Yeah, you can't talk English yet. Yeah.
I'm so sorry, brother.
Stuff, brother.
But nice to meet you, and you are always welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, basically gewoon niet doorgaat. Ciao dan.
MashaAllah. Wa alaikum salam, brother. Yeah, so we are having a new guest today. His name is Bilal
Elkas.
Elkas.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Nice to meet you.
Yusuf, you as well.
Barakallahu fik. And you can give him
Walaikum
your hand.
assalam.
And we're having Muaz, our regular guest. Assalamu alaikum, Muaz. So we will today be talking about, inshallah, about a certain, let's say, voyage or travel, or how do you call it? Certain
That's a good question.
target that he's aiming for. So you came from Turkey, right?
Yeah.
Or you were originally born in America and raised in America.
Yeah, so
That's what I heard.
right.
And now you migrated just for Islamic studies to Turkey,
Yeah.
right? To
Yeah.
the 29 Maya
29 May.
University.
Yeah.
29 Maya University.
29 May
Can you give us like some sort of insights? What motivated you to go to
What
Turkey?
motivated me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So when I was in high school, in junior year, I think it was, which is third year of high school, I was thinking of actually studying literature. It's the English literature, and I did. Yeah, I started applying and whatnot. That was in 12th grade actually. Well, so once I got to 12th grade, I started applying, but it was around 12th grade that I began to get interested in the deen, for various reasons. On the one hand, I had started experiencing doubts related to the deen, and this was specifically because I spent a lot of time online on YouTube and whatnot.
Oh,
So you
that's
had
very
at the
important.
12th degree a lot of doubts.
Yeah, in third and fourth year, I started not I wouldn't say too much. It wasn't like terrible, but it were doubts that made me like think, okay, I have to actually strengthen my my knowledge of the deen and
Oh,
whatnot.
that's a very
But
good
you were
point.
practicing before.
I was practicing, like I prayed and everything. Alhamdulillah, I was doing all the fara'id and whatnot. But there was there was just some doubts that started like hitting me every once in a while. And so I said, okay, I got to address these somehow. And I started going to the masjid for classes. The masjid I attend is a New Brunswick Islamic Center in New Jersey. There's actually a scholar who's gained popularity in recent years online, Shadi al-Masri. Dr. Shadi al-Masri. He is Egyptian,
Okay,
Maliki. So he started providing classes. He was providing classes, and I started attending those. Among those classes were like fiqh al-sirah, right, the jurisprudence of prophetic biography. Sheikh Saeed Ramadan Abuti, his book, off of his book. And there was like hadith we did. We also did some aqidah, I think. And so I started introducing myself, strengthening that aspect. But then aside from that, because I liked literature, I wanted to write books. I had myself, explored literature, English literature and whatnot, and been really affected by the stories and the characters that these writers would create. And I thought to myself, hey, why don't I create something similar? Why don't we have, Muslim American literature? And so I wanted to do something similar. But I realized that if I'm going to write Muslim American literature, I don't want to pamper to the liberals, right? Like the
You
the modern.
to your own identity.
Exactly, right? I want to have something, right, Islamic, right? And so to do that, I have to learn the deen,
No.
right? So that was the other side, right? On the one hand, I have doubts. On the other hand, I want to write good literature. And on the third one was that not just for myself, but also, to protect the future youth from similar doubts.
Yeah.
And so with these three intentions, I decided to apply to Zaytuna College in California, Sheikh Hamza Yusuf's college.
I know him.
Yeah.
Isn't he Sufi or something?
Yeah.
Oh, mashallah.
He's mutasawwif. So I applied to his college. I was accepted, alhamdulillah. And then I was going to attend, just as my parents discovered this program in Turkey, designed by the Director of Religious Affairs, Diyanet, the governmentally owned religious, organization, called Uluslar Arası İlahiyat Programı, the international program for theology, basically, where they take students, specifically Turkish students, from the West, this is like Europe, America, Australia, and whatnot, from here as well, and they ship them to Turkey and enroll them in theology programs,
But
basically.
the focus is to take Turkish people who are interested to learn their religion based
Right.
on what they give, the ilahiyat.
Right.
You name it.
How
So
do you get selected? Just
you apply program, and then there's an interview. They interview you,
and then if you're like show a certain
Right.
kind of level.
skill and whatnot.
Skill.
They'll
Okay.
essentially
But
pick a university and send you there.
what will you test it about? About knowledge of the deen or like intelligent?
It was a bit relaxed. I couldn't speak Turkish that well.
Really?
So yeah, my Turkish was terrible at that point. So I had difficulty expressing myself. But what they asked, for example, they wanted me to recite Quran. So I studied, I think, Surah Al-Duha. And then they asked about like tafsirs, And there's like one or two I could only say off the top of my head. It wasn't too much that I spoke, but I think it gave them enough of a picture that they were able to, okay, we can send this.
So the main point is they want to know who you are, how are you thinking, and when they see, okay, in him is potential, then you.
I think so.
Next level.
Right, but at the same time, it's like just applying to that program. Just even showing the intention to do it I think, was good enough for them in a way.
Okay.
It's like, if he's coming here and he actually wants to study abroad, which is something looked down upon in a way, especially amongst the Turkish people. Yeah.
They look down to someone who comes from outside to study.
So if you want to go abroad to study,
Oh, you go abroad means outside.
like to Turkey,
of
yeah,
the-
from the West to Turkey.
Yeah.
Like the idea is that why is he going to study? Why is he going to becoming imam? Like, could he not have become a doctor or a lawyer?
I see.
There is that sort of like
Understand, yeah.
mentality. I mean, so yeah. And
I mean, why would they ask this question? Because I'm sort of confused. I mean, you're coming from the West, obviously, so it's best that you are coming from the West, learning your religion, so that you can go back to the West
yeah,
and give dawah, right?
right.
That's the main
inshallah.
goal.
Yeah.
And I'm just like kind of trying to sort things out. How is it that they then think like, why are you coming from the West? I mean, they should.
No, sorry. Right, the opposite. I mean, like, what I was trying to say is somebody who applies to the program who already shows that enthusiasm.
Yes.
It's enough evidence that they want to actually study and they're willing to study and put in the effort, because it's in those in those societies and amongst the Turkish people, it's a bit looked down upon. Like if you're applying to if you want to become an imam, like sort of like, why didn't you become like a
It's
I
more
get it.
lawyer?
Turkish people
doctor?
who
Yeah, I
like
see.
thinking, why is he coming there? But
Yeah. Okay. I
Right.
get it.
Although I can't say, this is like a big generalization, but yeah. So yeah, and then I applied. I was accepted. They enrolled me into 29 May University
Yeah.
in Turkey, and at the same time, I applied to a madrasa on the side called ISAR, Islamic Research. I don't remember what it stands for, but ISAR. It's founded by a prominent scholar in Turkey, Sheikh Recep Şentürk.
Okay.
He's a imam and sociologist.
Yes.
And I was accepted there, alhamdulillah. And so I started the program, basically.
MashaAllah, nice.
I did a year of preparatory in Arabic.
Is it mandatory? Like
it
everyone
is.
has to do it, perform it before they start with the studies?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Because Arabic is so essential to the deen. I mean,
Yeah.
so yeah. But you can be exempt, of course, if you take the exam and pass. But that's difficult.
But you need a level.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me actually tell you, the program is really good. The organizer of the Arabic program, Ibrahim Halalshah, he's a Jordanian ustad. He translates. He's done a lot of translation work, like I don't know what you call it, immediate translation, spontaneous translation. He's amazing, mashallah. Like for example, let me give it divides into 6 levels, mustawayat, right? 6 levels. And after starting from the 3rd level, you essentially begin speaking, you swear that you will speak Arabic from 8 in the morning to 4 at night, 4 in the afternoon, 4 days in a week. You swear, you
Very
wow,
interesting. Okay, okay.
And so it pushes you. If you actually do that, it pushes you to learn, and you learn. You learn how to speak.
And
basically.
for how long do you do it? Like,
This continues for 3, 4, 5, 6 levels, so it's like 5 months maybe.
MashaAllah.
Yeah.
You
And
have
then-
to swear that I'm going to speak Arabic. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, and then at the end of the program, if you pass successfully, they send you to Jordan, and you stay there for 2 months.
Yes.
A little bit more Arabic. And all the asatidha, this is different from the rest of the schools, the rest of the theology programs. A lot of the theology programs, excluding Fatih Sultan Mehmet Vakıf University, at the University of Fatih Sultan Mehmet, they all have asatidha who are Turkish, who learn Arabic later on. And so they're not actually teaching their mother language. But our university, all of the asatidha are Arabs,
Oh,
like Syrians, Egyptians, etc.
that's perfectly. So you
Jordanians.
didn't have to go outside.
Exactly, and they don't know Turkish, so you have no choice but to speak Arabic with them.
Yeah, I can tell already. Like you talk really good Arabic
Yeah.
words.
I'll use the
Yeah,
words here and there.
I feel like you can speak better Arabic than me, than myself in Fusha. I'm Egyptian, and he's also Egyptian,
Yeah,
but we don't talk a lot of Fusha Arabic.
see, yeah.
We just talk like this lahga.
We're not even
Right, yeah.
talking dialect. We are talking
dialect.
German with each other.
Or even German, we talk in the dialect, not the Hochdeutsch. And I heard like you also like learned a bit in the Hochdeutsch because of you have some relatives maybe.
Yeah, so my mom was born and raised in Switzerland.
MashaAllah. So interesting.
Yeah.
But all the other, like your main family, let's say, is raised and born in America as well, or
No, so
from Turkey?
Turkey, yeah.
Okay.
My dad moved to America. They have a lottery system in Turkey. You
Yes.
apply to the green card, and it's just by chance
Yeah.
that it comes to you. So he was able to get the green card, and then he went to America, started working there, and then settled down.
I see.
And so it's just us, me and my parents and my brother, younger
All
brother.
right.
Rest of my family's in Turkey.
What
yeah.
does the 29 stand for, by the way?
It's the day that Fatih Sultan Mehmet, Sultan Muhammad al-Fatih, conquered Istanbul,
Oh,
Constantinople.
the 29th of which month?
It's
Or-
29th of May, 1453.
Oh,
29.
okay. Because I was like thinking, what is Maya? What is this?
May
Okay,
is
yeah,
May.
yeah, May. It sounds like May. Yeah.
What is it in German?
May?
Mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Interesting. It's very near. Yeah, I can see. And are you like already feeling safe, like in this new environment? I mean, you went to
Alhamdulillah.
Turkey. Since when did you go there?
it's been 2.5 years now.
2.5 years. And is, like, what are the challenges if you move now, migrate from America? I mean, that's a big change. I know you're Turkish originally,
Yeah.
but as I know you've never been like really. It's the first time you've been to Turkey
I used to go every summer almost. We used to visit our relatives
for some time. at
Yeah,
least.
we'd stay for like a
Vacation.
month, 2 months. Yeah.
All right, that's
Vacation.
that's a good step actually. Then you know already like the culture a
Right.
little bit. But how is like the challenge if you like the first time you went from America, and now you know you're gonna stand and wait, say I mean for some maybe year or
Right.
some months, where you can't go back to America. How is it? How was the challenge?
It was difficult. It still is difficult. Actually, I mean, I've gotten used to it, but
You
never
haven't
really
got,
truly get used
or
to it.
you got used to it.
I have gotten used to it,
Okay,
but you never really truly get used to it. It'll never be like your actual, where you were born
Yeah.
and raised. So
certainly.
when I went there, before I had gone to Turkey, I was actually very closed off to society. In fact, I would be afraid of going to the market to get stuff by
why?
myself. That's just me.
Okay.
I lived in the suburbs.
Yeah.
In suburbs in America, and so you have to go everywhere with cars and whatnot. And the environment, there are exceptions. I was a bit of a reclusive person though, but the environment does foster this sort of, stay at home, do things at home, don't go out too much, etc. It's you have like independent houses with big lawns and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's disconnected from society. You don't have the idea of neighbors really,
So
or a
it's
community
not,
or anything.
It's not really a social country, or
It is. I mean, there are areas that are social, of course, and
okay.
this depends on the person as well. Like I said, my personality has a big effect. But aside from that, it's like the suburbia, right? That concept is very contrary to like socialization,
Oh, okay.
socializing and whatnot.
You have
to
the
like.
reason, or why? Why is it like this?
I
Just
don't know. I don't know
cultural.
about the philosophy behind it or whatnot.
SubhanAllah,
Just the way
interesting.
America's designed.
Okay, interesting.
The idea of a big family home, the American dream. They say, it's like a white, like it's like a big house,
Yeah.
a white picket fence. They call it, and then there's like a lawn and like a red car and like a mother daughter, father son, and like a dog. This is like advertisements back in the day, like 1900s, basically.
I see. Yeah.
I don't know the philosophy behind it and why it exactly turned out like that, but yeah, that's just how it is.
All right.
So
and then you
this
got used
affected
to
me, and I was already, like I said, like I'm not too much of an extrovert.
Alhamdulillah, now I feel you're very social.
Alhamdulillah, we're
You've
trying.
got, alhamdulillah.
I mean, if I look at you, I like directly think you're one of the most social person I've seen
Really,
because
really, yeah.
I mean, yeah, you
Thank
talk freely. It's very interesting to see actually because most guests I see in your age they would take a bit like some time to get used to
see.
it. But I mean, I'm not trying to put you on the spot or something. Just be like yourself. Keep going, mashallah. Yeah, nice. Anything else like that was like really challenging or new to you?
Right. So when I went there, going from suburbs to city, on the one hand, was difficult. That transition in itself is like, wow. You're sort of like thrown with like noise and cars and people and everything.
Oh, I know
it's
this
just
feeling.
busy, activity and whatnot. You have to get used to that.
Yeah.
There's one that the culture is different. I mean, I am Turkish and I would visit Turkey often, but I'm not the same as a person who was born and raised there. Yeah, there is differences, like for example, even like things on YouTube, right, that we watch in America are completely different from the things that they watch.
Can you give
Politics
us
is different.
example?
Like America, like I watch English. I listen to English people and
obviously, yeah.
and stuff like that.
Okay, I see.
Jokes are completely different as well. Joke types and whatnot. And, being able to understand jokes is another level of language.
Yeah, certainly.
Once you reach that level, it's like, okay, you've handled it, you've gotten it down basically. But to get to that level, it takes time. And behind I don't know, behind jokes there's a whole like philosophy of like language and everything that is just it's a different level. So that's something I still struggle with. I can't understand all the jokes my friends make there.
Yeah,
And that necessarily puts a sort of distance between us.
I see.
so you talk Arabic now, just to the educational stuff
Right.
from the morning 8
Yeah.
to
4.
4 a.m.
But this is only in a preparatory year, in that 1 year of what we say how's it look.
Also, you have now been how much in the new?
So now it's been 1.5 years since then.
Yeah, 1.5 years. Okay.
So I've done freshman year and I'm in my sophomore year, first and
Okay.
second year of
But
university.
you like already know the English? The Turkish language because you're
Right. So
originally Turkish.
so when the first language I learned and was speaking was actually Turkish. But then when I started going to school, when I started attending school in America, I gradually forgot Turkish and began my English really.
Oh, you can forget the
intensified.
language even if you raised with it.
So that's
Really?
not really forgot. Like I didn't forget
okay,
it.
I mean,
I still have the foundation. That's why I was able to learn Turkish quickly without taking classes.
Yeah.
I've returned that knowledge basically, but it's still not the same because I lost it. I was disconnected.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
is a sort of disconnect.
True, I see. And also like you relate your religion, your language with other emotions. For
Right.
instance, if you're raised in American English, you probably will talk more with this language if you're talking about certain emotional aspects or motivational aspects right now.
Right.
And so you
Exactly.
don't forget like how to use or express it in the English language, even though if you know like the words or the grammar behind all this stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I can relate to that as well.
I also know a person who grew up in Egypt. Then, like after 10 years, he had to come to Switzerland, and he know, subhanAllah, like I think 20 juz of the Quran, like
mashallah.
2/3.
Alright.
Then he came to Switzerland, and the environment is a little bit.
Calmer? What?
It's different, very different Switzerland. to
Yeah.
Egypt.
Actually, every time I come from Egypt, I feel very depressed because it's so silent. But I keep going.
Yeah, but he came here completely to stay here, and he grew here up, and religion was a side thing for him because he had a lot of other interests, and the language obviously went away. Arabic, the Quran went away, and you see it like he grew there up. I didn't grow there up, but when he comes and speaks with me, I think subhanAllah, like he speaks and you see like he's Arabic, okay, he understands what he's saying, but he can't anymore because he has to learn everything from the beginning.
Yeah, I see.
And this remembers me of the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, in which he says that that the Quran, when you let it, and you don't do muraja'a,
All right.
it will go away like a camel.
Yeah.
SubhanAllah. This is why we have to repeat everything we learn.
Yeah.
Muslims,
Exactly.
subhanAllah.
Yeah.
So you also probably do Quranic studies as well in the Islamic university.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what do you do? Like, do you do tajweed? Do you do tafsir?
So it's a degree in, how do we say it? Islamic Studies and Theology. and so it's very broad. It gives you, we study a little bit of everything basically, of all the
Alright.
Islamic sciences, but not enough of everything to become a specialist in each in one field.
In one of them.
Right. So it's more of like an introduction, basically, in a way. And like, for example, they'll give you the history of a topic, or the terminology in a topic. A broad overview of the topic, an introduction to the topic, but never really like too in depth of the topic itself.
Yeah, no.
So, for example, we did history of hadith, and we do like usul of hadith, right? Usul al hadith, and then we do a bit of hadith now.
Can you like just give a
Like the conditions that are for hadith to be sahih,
Okay, I see.
examining the isnad, right, the transmission, the chain of transmission, this sort of stuff. For example, like there's a lot of technical terms and whatnot. And then but it's like not enough. You just 14 classes of this basically off of a modern book, not even a classical book. And then for example, now we're studying a hadith, like hadith. The ustad, he comes in with a PowerPoint, and he gives a few hadith. He explores a topic using a hadith, and then we read a bit of Sunan al-Tirmidhi, for example, but it's never too much. You're not really becoming an expert in a way,
Just so you have to understanding how it is built up.
right? So they give you like a foundation basically, but that's the thing. We don't. It's not enough, and so the idea is that amongst like a lot of scholars and students who graduates will recommend that you go to a madrasa on the side to make up for what you're missing.
While at the studies. While this, يعني,
Yeah.
the same time, subhanAllah.
At university, yeah.
How many years do you have to study there, the Ilahiyat?
It's just 4 years, bachelor
4 years.
program. It's like a normal university, basically.
Oh, that's
And
what
then
I
1
wanted-
year, which is preparatory. That's pre-university, basically.
That's a very good point because I wanted to address this question. Like, imagine somebody now. I'm studying biomedicine, and
Okay,
he is doing
Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, exactly that. And I didn't hear it, sorry. But anyway, we call it Lehre in German
Lehre.
because I don't know the English word for it. And I want just to like imagine. So you also have a bachelor. Is it called Bachelor of Science or theology is probably like not Bachelor of Science. It's called Bachelor.
I actually don't know.
Okay, but you get a bachelor degree.
Yeah.
It's not a diploma. It's a bachelor. And how is like the university program built? Do you know like the differences between usual, I said it's biomedical or medical or mechanical engineering program?
Not too
study?
much.
You don't know much of a difference?
Yeah.
Or- okay.
You mean like in terms of like the degree you get?
And also like the build up, like how is it to go there? How is the program
like,
itself? Is it
no.
like some certain differences, major differences in studying?
I don't know.
Or is it like
honestly.
the same? You go to school, to university, and you get like a lecture.
Yeah.
All are
basically.
sitting.
I don't think it's too different, honestly.
So it's,
I think it resembles.
okay.
Yeah, because they're trying to, I guess you could say copy the West. So I don't think it differs too much.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're trying
We
to
go-
making
we-
it a bit like also suiting for people who come from the West and trying to make something completely new.
No, I mean it's similar. So I don't think it's like you wouldn't have difficulty, getting used to it or anything like that.
Oh, that's nice. That's great.
I
And you're
don't
having it in
think-
Arabic.
Yeah.
all the
No.
lecture.
Actually, no. It's 70% Turkish, 30% Arabic.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't know that. That's nice.
So it's mostly Turkish. Yeah.
Okay, you had a question.
No, I didn't have one.
You forgot it.
Like for example, though, I don't know how it is here, medicine, but in America we have pre-med, which is 4 years bachelor basically, and then med school,
Oh, yeah, I heard of that.
and then I don't know exactly what's after that, but at least 8 years as far as I know. Whereas in Turkey, for example, it's 6 years and that's it.
Yeah, here is it like also 6 years.
Okay.
You can do the bachelor in 3 years,
Mm.
and then you do like I don't know if it's called the master. Yeah, in
Okay.
3 years as well.
Yeah, so it resembles that.
Yeah, but you do before you can study or start or get selected for the medicine bachelor or study. You have to do like a numerous clauses. I think you have that as well.
It's possible in America.
Or in America, I think so.
You can be exempt from certain classes.
Yeah, you have to be exempt, and only like 10%.
Oh,
The best 10% pass.
Just like
Yeah,
this.
because like you get,
oh,
I think, thousands
Yeah.
that want to study medicine, especially here in Switzerland as well,
I see.
and only like maybe 300 to 600 will then study medicine.
I don't know how it is in America exactly.
Okay. Yeah, so that's our
Okay.
election program here.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you live with your parents there?
In America, yeah.
No, I mean Turkey.
Oh, no, here. So I stay in the dorms. Dormitory.
What is dormitory in German?
In
Or
Arabic,
Arabic?
Arabic second الطلاب.
Second of Tulab?
Yeah.
you have
Okay,
that.
that's like in Medina, in Al-Azhar, I don't know, but okay.
Right.
Right. So
So-
you're really like from your family alone.
In a way, yeah. I mean, I have relatives there.
Your relatives there? Alhamdulillah. That's
Yeah.
very nice. Okay.
I don't get to visit them often, but yeah, I have relatives.
Because I think you ask him about the challenges there. I think the most
That is a
challenging
challenge,
thing is like when you study outside and you don't have like relatives there.
Right.
And so it's really, really nice when you are in your own country. You have a little bit of experience how it is with the culture and also the language, more or less. But like when someone, I think he grew here up, he's Swiss or he's Albanian or something else, and he wants to study, for example, in Egypt or in Medina, it's a big, big, big challenge that he goes there for 4 to 6 years. Just doesn't know anyone there,
Yeah.
doesn't know anything about the culture. So
You're also
Yeah.
doing bachelor and masters as well.
Not masters, bachelors. I mean, it's
4
like
years.
4 years, yeah.
Okay, I see.
We'll
Yeah,
see,
that's a
like,
big challenge. I can see. I mean, like I have colleagues of mine that just like moving away from the home, because you have to imagine the university is local, right?
Right.
In Zurich, for instance, here, and they come from all other cantons, like let's say from Bern, like we are here in Bern now today, just to address the joke Abdullah wanted to hear. Anyway, we're in Istanbul. Just kidding. Yeah, they have to arrive from certain cantons, right? And to be comfortable enough, they usually would choose to live at least with some,
Right.
let's say, a flat or something like that here locally in Zurich, not with their parents
I see.
in their original canton. And it's always challenging, actually. Like they have to cook for themselves. I mean, it sounds kind of ridiculous, but if you think about it, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
And living with your parents at home, obviously you can spend this time otherwise, like studying, and your mom calls you when the food is ready.
Right.
And there are definitely other things,
A lot
other
easier.
points that are more challenging. But to have like certain Muslim friends that are studying with you in
Right.
in a flat, I think that's
all of
actually
them have the same target, all of them have the same
exactly,
challenges.
yeah.
It's-
That's probably very motivating and
But
very
maybe
nice.
also the opposite, if someone is like breaking down and I don't want anymore and like
Yeah,
you're
Yeah.
affecting each other.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
I have my roommates are it's the dorm is made up of containers, converted containers, shipping containers.
yeah.
SubhanAllah.
So it's a converted shipping container. We have 4 people per room. My roommates are 2 of them are German, 1 of them is French, Turkish guys like me,
Yeah.
but they were born and raised in Germany and France. And so, like you said, we have that. Alhamdulillah, we have like the support system.
Yeah. Does any one of them have sleep apnea or something?
Nah,
Because
we don't.
I
use
wouldn't
this, but
get used to that at any time.
but see, the thing is, like, we all I think we all have relatives in like that area. So I don't think any of us have really struggled, alhamdulillah, too much.
Okay.
I mean, at the beginning, it was difficult, obviously, for me.
Okay.
Staying away from home and whatnot. But at the same time, I was thrown into classes right away.
Yeah.
So I didn't get too much of like I'm all alone. I can't suffer too much. I had to
Yeah.
just get going. Start studying and whatnot.
Man up.
Yeah, exactly.
MashaAllah.
I mean, that was good, but
So you're since 2.5 years there, and alhamdulillah, like you have I think another 2.5 years
I
more
do.
because 1 year madrasa, 4 year for the study, and after that, what are the possibilities you have? Like, and do you have idea how you want to go more, or do you think that's enough for me? I go back to how is it called? I forgot it.
Say it in German.
Also wieder Autor zu sein, sozusagen, in dem Sinn, sich dann fokussieren, so mehr Literatur.
Also du willst wie ein Autor sein.
Ja, er hat am Anfang gesagt, dass er
Ist okay,
etwas
sag.
mit Schreiben will.
Ja.
Also er will sozusagen wie etwas aufbauen, in dem Sinn, dass er irgendwie Bücher sozusagen wie organisiert, einfach nur mit richtigen Werten. Wo er vielleicht jetzt, reicht ihm das jetzt? So dass er jetzt dann sagt, okay, ich kann jetzt mich auf dem spezialisieren.
He wants to say like he wanted to become also get on the same track as the authors themselves.
Like, do you want to go back to the writing
Oh.
and more get focused on this and continue with your dreams you had before? Or do you think now I want to focus more on Sharia, more learning deeper in a specific faculty than
Other
keep
way
going?
or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
second one, yeah.
Second one.
Yeah, I want to continue my writing, but on the side. I don't want to make that my main thing.
Understand?
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Subhanallah, that's very interesting.
That's why I question it.
Yeah, that's a
Because
very...
I think when someone goes, like all of us, alhamdulillah, religious, we love the religion. But I think when someone goes a little bit deep in the religious knowledge, and he sees how great it is, subhanallah.
Right.
And we never accepted it. So I think you're like packed from it. This is a packed bist davon.
You're hit by it.
You're hit by it, and you want to study more and more.
Right,
so
right.
subhanallah, yeah, basically.
You know, they say Imam al-Ghazali, him and his brother, I think his father passed away, and he was entrusted, his father before passing away entrusted him to somebody he knew, and he told him to, he enrolled him in the madrasa. And so Imam al-Ghazali and his brother, they enrolled in the madrasa, for their basic needs to be covered, basically, food and housing and whatnot. Yeah. And he said, so we enrolled for this reason, but then ilm ended up changing us, and we started seeking it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's like, you start with like a different intention, but because of how great ilm is, it changes you essentially.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I mean, we can see it also in other usual studies, like people get motivated to become astronauts.
Right.
And I can even talk for myself, like I wanted to study something completely different. It's called rechnergestützte Wissenschaften, computer sciences. It's not really informatics, it's something even more complicated in that manner.
I see.
And imagine I got completely motivated by something else, which is the medical field. So I'm now studying biomedicine. And I think like it's a journey. Like you also get to see new things, and then you understand really what your desires are, what you really want to investigate in your life.
Yeah.
So it's so I can see like also you mentioned a lot of let's say spiritual people. Like I mean you've listened to Imam al-Ghazali a lot.
Yeah.
Or
I mean
read
sort of, yeah. Read about him.
And also Hamza, Sheikh Hamza.
Yeah, Sheikh Hamza.
Is it like what is the main let's say, is it like more tasawwuf in your university?
No, it's
or
like,
is it like main focus, let's say, on sunnah and whatever?
Like I said, it's everything basically. A little bit of everything. So they talk about tasawwuf a little bit.
Yeah.
And then like, hadith, right? Hadith as a discipline, and tafsir and fiqh. What else? Mantiq.
MashaAllah. And they have like
balagha.
They offer every you have balagha as well, MashaAllah.
Yeah. Like I said, but a little bit only. It's not like something, intense.
Yeah.
We get a little bit of everything.
Okay, I see.
So you get a taste. And then essentially from there you can decide what you want to do your master's.
So it's very broad.
Right, yeah.
So you get a good overview.
Exactly.
I think that's very interesting and important for a da'i. Right. And also he can specialize whatever he wants to.
Yeah.
That's a very nice.
And to see where is his talent, and also he's enthusiast.
Yeah.
It's very, very nice.
In terms of what I can do after this, I have a lot of options actually, because I will have a degree. I could actually branch off into like, I don't know, something like sociology, for example, or even psychology, in like master's and PhD. Or I could become an imam, like a governmentally official, like an official.
Or how do you say it in Turkish?
In Turkish, we say imam, basically.
Oh, you say imam
in a mosque. Okay. You can say hoja as well.
I think hoja is teacher more.
But is hoja now Turkish or is it Albanian? Just that I know.
I think it's
Albanian.
I think it's Persian.
It's Albanian, right? Why is it also
it's Persian?
Oh, it's Persian. Yeah, that would make more sense why it's used in Turkey as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can become imam, or you can specialize and become a da'i, whatever.
Yeah, so there's like a lot of options. I'm personally thinking of continuing.
Yeah.
Because like I said, we get a little bit of everything, but not enough of anything. So it's like I've tasted ilm, but not really gone into it,
I understand.
So inshallah, I want to continue somehow. I think I have to do some studies on my own personally. And then eventually I plan on doing masters and a doctorate, inshallah.
How old are you, by the way?
20 right now.
MashaAllah. 20 years, and you migrated to another country just to, MashaAllah, may Allah enrich your knowledge. I mean, as all. And put a lot of barakah in it. I wanted to go back to the reason. I mean, you mentioned a very particular and interesting reason that like having doubts and stuff is what motivated you. And if you think about it, I think some may have had the same or similar things happen to them, like these doubts.
I think a lot of people here in the West. I think usually everyone.
Exactly, and they wouldn't even always address it to social media or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
everyone is afraid. Like my family, what will they think about me?
Yeah,
and how can I? And even like they have the love for Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, and I know, Allah is real, but then these arguments, and they don't want to go outside of this because of the afraid of the family, and how can you speak about? Because there's also like a tarhib a specific like preach type of a lot of preacher here who bring a lot of youth away from their religion.
That's very true.
Or to their religion, like with you have to fear Allah, you have to see how His punishment, and then the people they know they have like the fitrah, the love to Allah, but also they're like afraid. Okay, now I can't speak about my doubts I have.
Right.
So they have the love for the religion, but also the doubts. These are two extremes. So I think it's really a topic which have to be more spoken about from people of knowledge, because I usually see in everyone here in Switzerland, specifically in Germany also, who is starting to practice religion, that he has doubts because of all the isms we have around us. All the isms are giving you portion by portion values who are against Islam. Then when you combine both, you have like
I think it's knowledge, especially that if you have not enough knowledge, and you think maybe that this is not part of the religion. Like for instance, the culture. I always thought culture should not be supposed to be any part of religion. But then I got to understand that Islam actually was really like enabling sort of the culture and accepting it. Right? It's not like the Islam came and said you don't do anything anymore than you used to do. Except like for instance,
do you have like an example to show the people?
Which wasn't
at this time of the Prophet ﷺ.
Do you have a particular?
I think one. I think it was Aisha radiallahu anha. They saw, you know it maybe, that there was like people who are not from Quraysh or not Arab people. Maybe I think so. Yeah, I think they were singing or dancing and something. And she wants to see it, and the Prophet doesn't let her.
I think
like it's not part of our religion maybe, but we have to respect them, because how do you want to give da'wah to the people?
Yes.
If you don't have like the empathy. Empathy is very, very, very profound. So
Very
also,
important.
what do you think about our own culture?
Right.
Do you think your religion will let you down? Like, don't look at your culture and just do no.
Or like separate yourself, completely isolate yourself, and all this thinking.
Right.
I think this is like sort of a first impression some might get if they start practicing their religion.
Right.
But I mean, everybody when he starts, he doesn't have enough knowledge, right? We will never have enough knowledge anyway. But especially in the beginning, like you're very motivated and you try to stay away as far as possible and a bit maybe too extreme.
And also energetic. Like
energetic. Yeah, that's the right word for it. From certain things that you're not allowed to, and the problem is this affects you later on negatively.
Right.
You can get doubts and stuff because we're human beings and our iman is not complete.
Right.
It's always gonna be lacking something, and if you have like these, as you said, two extremes, struggling with each other, you will have eventually certain problems in the future.
So a small example to finish this topic is like, we know all the sunnah hat and also the turban, all of this stuff, or the jalabiyah thawb. When the people see us Muslims having this on Eid, on Bayram, they think like, okay, this is a Muslim. But do you know this is actually not a part of the religion?
It's not even a sunnah.
It's not even a sunnah.
It's a aada.
It's just aada, because the Arab people, you know, when we know which one was it? I think Abu Lahab. When you would see Abu Lahab today,
you would think
he's the best practicing Muslim on the earth.
He has a beard and
he has a turban and he has because this is
the Arabic let him pray imam, you know, because because they think mashallah
his beard. But this was like the regular type they have it.
Yeah.
And subhanallah, now just you see, not everything you think is religion is directly just religion, and also not everything you think you see in the culture you think okay it's bad. No, it has a balance and it has things who are together.
Very good balance. You know why I'm very delighted by the word balance? Do you know what our name is of this podcast channel?
Deen Dunya.
MashaAllah. You see, Deen and Dunya, we're combining it.
Balance,
we're bridging
yes.
the worlds of Islam
true,
and everyday life. You can't say all Islam. I mean, you're living in the world. You're not living in Jannah, right? You have to practice the Islam here in the world. And I think I just wanted to address this point. After going and studying in Turkey, or do you say Turkey? No, Turkey. I think I heard it changed.
Yeah, officially.
Okay, yeah. So
We'll see when it changes in the tongue. But anyways, yeah.
so when you migrated, did you like realize it changed and the doubts like went away? Was there any or diminished?
Right. So a lot of the doubts, alhamdulillah, did, yeah. But I also started doing research around that time when I had doubts.
MashaAllah.
And a lot of papers online and stuff. And like the research I did actually helped me.
Yes.
But aside from that, a lot of them were addressed. And a lot of them were not exactly addressed. But I gained the confidence, right, that they will be addressed in the future.
Because
I
your
knew that
portion
Islam
of them
is-
were like away.
Right.
You think, okay, Islam will have an answer for them.
Exactly. I'll learn it eventually, inshallah. So you gain that confidence as well. That was also that was important. I mean,
That's a very good point because I think many try like they might have had 10 doubts or 10 certain points they want to know, doubtful points,
Right.
and then they get answered to 9 of them.
right,
Okay, but one is not still lacking, like they don't know the answer to it,
right.
and they would still focus like, unless this point is addressed and I know the answer, I can't still like be complete.
Right.
I can't be like faithful enough or whatever.
It's
And
maybe
then-
a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Exactly.
If you have patience, if you have tawakkul, trust in Him.
Especially, yeah. And anyway, we have like Ilmul Ghaib, right? Ilmul Ghaib is something that you will never really, get used to in that sense.
Right.
But,
But
also,
we believe in it
I
anyway.
would suggest to the person that he goes to the Imam and try to
I
find.
mean, yeah.
Because everything has an answer.
That has a very, yeah, obviously. I
Yeah.
mean, if you can get an answer to it, mashallah, very good. And you should go to an Imam that can address it, not slap you. Astaghfirullah, what is this question? You should
Yeah.
believe in Allah, you know? I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here, you know?
Right.
But alhamdulillah, so you gained knowledge from literature, you said, and you did like some investigations online.
Oh, yeah.
Were there like, I want you to give me like names,
Okay.
all that you listen to. I mean,
So I'll actually, you know, Yaqeen Institute.
yes.
Yeah, very
You know
well.
Umar Suleiman.
Okay,
His
yeah.
thing. They have
That's-
papers there. Excellent.
Papers, not,
Yeah,
like,
papers.
not really like watching their.
No.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I've listened to their things as well, but it wasn't really like videos and whatnot. It was more papers. They have like academic papers.
Also, but are you like more a guy that loves to listen to podcasts and learn from it, or do you like prefer?
I think I prefer reading, honestly.
Okay, okay, I see. Yeah, I think Yaqeen Institute is that's why it's called Yaqeen Institute, right?
Right.
So it can give you yaqeen,
Exactly.
can give you confidence in the religion. And how about Bayin Institute?
Oh, okay. Bayin Institute.
What about this one?
I actually no.
Why not?
I haven't listened to them too much. I don't know. I don't follow it too much.
Okay,
But let me tell you this. I have an interesting story. Actually.
go on.
So the Arabic program in the Arabic preparatory, the founder of our program, Ibrahim Harasha,
Okay,
he actually, I don't know how it happened, but he got in contact with Iman Ali Khan.
yeah.
And so they actually have a program now they're designing where students from Bayina will come to Turkey for 2 months this summer, inshallah, and basically take part in our program
Yeah.
and learn Arabic. And so I actually got the chance to meet Iman Ali Khan and talk with him.
Inshallah.
I saw the video.
Oh, you saw the video?
I think if it's this one that you sent, where you like were also telling about your study
Right, yeah.
in Turkey.
Yeah.
Mashallah, it was
Alhamdulillah,
nice, yeah.
Yeah, mashallah, yeah. So I got to meet with him, yeah.
What do you think about him in person?
He's good,
'Cause
mashallah. I mean, his tafsir
is brutal, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, he does it really good. He does it with enthusiasm, and he motivates people to do tadabbur, you know,
Yeah.
of the Quran. I don't know about the Yaqeen Institute if they also, like, if it's a core aspect of their program to do tadabbur about the Quran, or is it like more a spiritual journey, get to know Allah?
I think so, yeah.
Is it more of that?
I think. I'm not too like familiar with them. They helped
Okay.
me in addressing the
Ah,
doubt.
yeah,
but
exactly.
then I don't have much relationship with them now. Like,
MashaAllah.
I don't keep up with it too much.
Allahu barik.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what can you tell us about the program itself now? So, is it DNET? This is the DNET program in the University of 29 Maya, right?
Yeah. So I mean, the university is actually I think private. I think it's technically
It's a
Diyanet
private
University.
university.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funded by Diyanet.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if private's a good word because when we say private, it means
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Non-commercial.
It's a certain connotation there.
yeah, it's supposed to. I don't know. It's not public. Diyanet basically funds it and whatnot. I mean, 4 years, like I said.
Yes.
Islamic Studies.
Yeah. But do you like study? You said fiqh You study
yeah.
also
All sorts of things.
Sharia, all sorts of things, right? Right? Okay. Okay.
Like, let me
And
give you
how-
an example of what we're doing now.
Yes.
We're doing usul al-fiqh. We have a sociology of religion.
Can you tell me? Okay, sociology of religion. The first thing I think about when I hear the word sociology is مقدمة from Ibn Khaldun.
Yeah.
Do you also get to learn this?
No.
Or what is the sociology part
S-
you study in your university?
Our ustad, he think. Well, so the thing is, we're studying modern sociology, which is like, you know,
Even
the
more
famous names.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Why?
like Weber and Durkheim and whatnot. These
I've
these
never heard
famous
of them.
names.
Interesting.
Sociologists, modern sociology, and religion from the perspective of modern sociology.
Okay.
We don't go into muqaddimah. Like I said, so this is another problem with the university. A lot of times, many classes remain too secular. I don't want to say secular, but
I see the
modern
point.
based.
I mean, secular is important because you want to, I mean, address and talk to the people from the day, from the world today, right?
Right.
Not from 1200 or middle age or whatever.
Right.
But still, if I look in the, I mean, I heard from this Dr. Steff, he mentioned that even in modern universities nowadays, they teach actually the sociology of Ibn Khaldun.
Oh,
So I was
okay, yeah.
even more surprised to hear like that even the NICT or the university, 29 university, doesn't do Ibn Khaldun in sociology. But that's just a side note. I mean, it's important.
Yeah.
And you study Sira as well, all that stuff?
Yeah, we did that first year.
Which one was like the best
Class?
class in your view?
We had basically fiqh, called it a Islamic law class.
Yeah.
That was good. I mean, it depends on the teacher, honestly. It's like more so the teacher rather than the class itself. If the teacher teaches well,
And
the class
very
is good.
true. Very true.
So the teacher was, mashallah, he's excellent. She's excellent.
Allahu Akbar, interesting.
Yeah.
So you're diverse. I just get.
I mean, yeah, it's a university, so there isn't.
Yeah, I see.
Also, the classes are mixed, by the way.
Yeah.
But we sit separately.
Yeah, like
As much as we
men and
can.
women. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can understand.
But yeah, so that class was, alhamdulillah, it was good. Like basically,
You preferred
eye-opening
more
stuff.
fiqh.
I do, yeah. I'm sort of, I incline towards fiqh right now.
Is it also because the same reason why I like it, because it gives you like certain divert thinking.
Yeah.
You're not very narrow.
Right,
You can
exactly.
like understand things that you usually would be.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's very logical too, systematic and logical.
Very true. Yeah.
If you like that sort of stuff, you know, like
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
for
So-
example, mathematics and stuff. It's a lot closer to that. You know, there's like a logical,
very
there's
true.
logic behind it, basically.
very
The way the
true.
imams would think and whatnot.
Yeah. And you wanted to say something?
I found it very interesting because people who mostly are more extremist in some way, their fiqh is very, very not the best.
Yeah, but I
And subhanAllah, when
can
your
only
fiqh,
subscribe to it.
yeah, and when you get to know a little bit more about fiqh, just a little bit, taste it and be honest with yourself. You see how dumb it is to be like,
Right.
my opinion is right. This is a sunnah. This is not a sunnah. Subhanallah,
Okay,
like
I mean-
the four imma, they had a lot of differences. When we would just read the biography about from them, you would think they are enemies. But
Yes.
but when they talked about each other, subhanallah, they
I mean, Imam Shafi'i was killed by Malikis. As much as I know,
Oh,
right?
I
He
don't
was
know.
students of, I think, Malik, or
Possibly.
he was beaten up, and 2 days later, he died because of the insult.
yeah, I heard this.
Something like that, yeah. And this shows like the ghira, or the, let's say, like narrow thinking we might think is part of the religion, but it's not actually. I mean, let's look at it this way. If Allah wanted to give us one way only, then He would given us the tafsir of the Quran,
Right.
right? He
Yeah.
could have given us the Quran and the tafsir here.
Yeah.
This is the tafsir of my Quran, and that's it. But instead, you still have like many scholars and madhahib that are addressing and looking at these points with the best, how's it called, intention. They all want to get the truth, right? They're all mujtahidun, and I think we didn't reach any level of Imam of the madhahib.
Right.
I mean, nobody will ever get to their level of ijtihad.
Yeah.
And still they differ. Like, it's not like they say, yeah, that makes much more sense, and everybody is inclined to this one point.
Right.
And subhanAllah, I must.
Even if they had little like points where they didn't agree on the aqidah, right? Like Imam Nawawi, rahimahullah,
Very true. That
he had little bit things who are to the four imma different. But subhanallah, when I ask you now, someone is learning just the Quran. He's at a young age and he's memorizing the Quran, and then he starts to memorize a hadith. Which book does he start to memorize?
Which book does he start to memorize?
Hadith.
I didn't get the question.
The 40 of
Brian and Noah.
Nawiyah.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I see.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put a lot of barakah in his work. And it's one of the signs when someone's work is accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is when it's spread in terms of the religion specific.
Yeah.
SubhanAllah. The most known book to memorize for kids is
now, the 40. Now,
right.
Yeah.
And this shows us that his intention were very, very pure.
That's very true. Yeah, I think the same for Bukhari, right? Imam Bukhari. I mean, it's. I heard like from one of his, let's say, impactful scenes or what he experienced. He was in a ship, and he had with him like 10,000 dirham or something. And back then it was like even more than you can think of now. And there was like some point where the people were willing. I think somebody wanted to steal this money, and what Imam Bukhari did is he threw the money away in the sea. And when they then ask him like, why would you do that? I mean, like, imagine somebody wants to steal something from you. That's 1 million pounds, and you throw it away. And the reason he gave is because he wanted to stay away from anybody accusing him of something, like saying he is attracted to the money. So he didn't maybe throw it away or something.
Right.
He just wanted to be so pure in his intention, staying away from all the worldly matters in that sense. And see now today, it's the most authentic book that we have. Sahih Bukhari after Quran, obviously, and Sahih Muslim afterwards. And Sahih Muslim, Imam Muslim learned from him, right?
Yeah.
As much as I remember, he was one of his scholars. So he's like the major part in the most two authentic books, hadith books. Subhanallah. Which madhab do you follow? Is there a certain madhab do you have to follow, or can you like stay like mujtahid in that sense and not follow any?
I'm a Hanafi.
You're a Hanafi, okay.
Turks are Hanafis, and there are some Shafi'is. The Kurds are Shafi'is.
Yeah.
There it's Hanafi fiqh they teach.
There have Shafi'is in Turkey.
There are, yeah.
Okay,
Just the Kurd one. I think like all the Turks are Hanafi and all the Kurds are then Shafi'i.
Basically.
You just have this too.
I didn't know that. Okay, the Kurds are more Shafi'i.
They are,
Okay,
yeah.
interesting.
So we have like.
Do you know which madhab? How is it called? Salahuddin al-Ayyub. He was a Kurdish, right?
I would say he was a Shafi'i.
He was a Shafi'i, right? Okay, that makes
would
sense.
say so.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
would also say this. I don't know. Because he has a lot of similarities to Egyptian people.
Salahuddin al-Ayyubi.
His biography, yeah. I think.
Yeah.
Are you thinking of some certain event because you're thinking of something? I see.
Say it.
No, I don't know. I'm just asking.
No.
Oh,
I'm not-
okay.
just about when I remember him, I remember a lot of things like Egypt. And
Okay,
think
I see
it makes
similarities
sense.
and stuff. Okay.
You were talking about Imam Bukhari and the purity, right?
Yes.
Imam Nawawi, there's a similar story about Imam Nawawi that he wouldn't eat the fruit of the city he was in because he was concerned about whether the fruit was growing on land that is actually like halal.
Allahu Akbar. Okay, that's the next
Remember
level.
Nawawi?
Yeah.
And even he, if I remember correctly, he lived only for 40
Yeah.
years, right?
They say, I think
Subhanallah.
some say that it was because of how ascetic he would live, that it shortened his lifespan.
Oh, Allahu Akbar.
Like I remember reading that he, like even when he had guests over, he would be like sharpening doing something with his utensils, getting ready to write basically.
Allahu Akbar. That's next level.
Yeah.
And now moving on from the fiqh, I wanted to see like what do you know about Aqidah, what you can tell us, about Aqidah. I was somebody who used to think Aqidah is one way, right? It's only one thing. But fiqh, okay, it's there's like a lot of views. There are from madhabs. There are even Imam al-Qayyim and Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, and they are like, let's say, derivatives of al-Hanbali madhab, something like that.
Yeah.
But still, like, they also have their opinions. But Aqidah is one thing. And after later on, I got to know that there is like Athari, and there is Ash'ari, and there is Maturidi, and whatever. And they're actually even all accepted and even lectured in Al-Azhar University.
Yeah.
How is it in the university, in your university that you're going to?
So right now we're doing a history of Kalam.
Oh, you're doing Kalam?
Yeah.
MashaAllah. Interesting.
So we're essentially, it's history though. So it's like you know, what the Ash'ari
They're
thought, the
not
Maturidis,
learning Kalam.
the Salafis thought.
Okay. Got a bit surprised here, but okay.
Whether we're going to do kalam in itself in
Yeah.
the future, I actually don't know. I haven't looked into the later years programs.
Hmm.
But in the madrasa, I also haven't done kalam there either yet. But we're going to do, there's a book, Sharh al-Aqaid al-Nasafiyya. Al-Nasafiyya. Imam al-Nasafi's.
Okay.
Which is Ash'ari. Or Maturidi. Sorry, Maturidi.
Maturidi, okay.
Okay,
Or Hanafi Maturidi,
I
basically.
understand.
Yeah.
But who wrote this book?
Imam al-Nasafi, there's a sharh on his book. Al-Aqaid al-Nasafiyya, Sharh al-Aqaid al-Nasafiyya.
And he's Maturidi?
Yes.
And he
Supposed
wrote
to, as far as I know.
about Salafi madhab, Athari more, Ash'ari and Maturidi and all of the others. He
No, so
compared
this is-
them, or what did he do?
No, it's just Aqidah, Matn Aqidah, yani.
It's just basics.
It's
of
like,
the
for
Aqeedah.
example, like Tahawi, Aqidah Tahawi, something like that, I think. I don't know, though. I haven't studied that yet, so I don't want to talk too much about that.
Okay.
But that is what we're going to study in the future, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Okay. I see.
Aqidah, Matn Aqidah. Yeah.
But they obviously also offer Athari and Ash'ari, or is
No,
it
so
not?
Athari is not really taught in Turkey.
Athari not, right?
No.
It's more Ash'ari and Maturidi.
Right,
probably.
yeah.
Okay, I see.
basically.
So the conventional is more, let's say, the Athari. I think you find it only like in more politically Islamic countries,
Right.
like Saudi Arabia and
Yeah.
Egypt, maybe, and all that. I think that's probably one of them. One could say then the one main differences
Right.
between studying
so.
in Al Azhar and like in the 29 Maya University.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't focus too much on that. It's, Ash'ari Maturidi.
Can you give us like any story or that was very impactful? Most people have that. I mean, if they migrate to a certain country to study. Is there any that you want to talk about? Obviously, I'm not forcing you anything.
So my classmates, I can talk about them.
Yeah, feel free. They're always the best.
My classmates and grade mates. In Turkey, the university exam system,
Yeah.
they have a university exam that is split into various subsections. And the sections you do on the exam are evaluated according to three types. What they say, sözel, it's like humanities, basically. Sayısal, which is like math and sciences. And then like a mix of both, basically. So if you do the questions that have to do with humanities, you're evaluated according to that category. Same thing with the other two. And so they end up having rankings, university rank, like exam rankings. So you can be, for example, number 1 in Turkey on the exam. Like that's like a thing that they do. So these students in my grade mates, my classmates, all of them are top 800 in Turkey.
800.
Top 800, yeah. Mashallah. So there's like, like number 9, number 11, number 14, et cetera, et cetera. So they're really good students, mashallah. And I will tell you, it's their, study ethic, which is it really impacted me. Like, for example, I have one friend, like the only thing he does, I'm exaggerating of course, but to emphasize, is study basically. And he sits down and he gives a suhbah, like a talk, right? And he'll just be constantly quoting a hadith and Quran and, and like wisdoms, hikam from like the elders and whatnot. It's just incredible. I mean, like this is like this is what I'm striving to be, study like this, to have this sort of enthusiasm for the deen.
I see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the most impactful scholar or imam or whatever you heard of or read? What do you think? Like, I can't think. Maybe Imam Al-Ghazali. I don't know.
Living or like
no, it doesn't matter. Living or already dead.
Maybe both.
It's probably Abu Hanifa. Imam Abu Hanifa.
So you're most inspired. Yeah, okay, obviously because you love fiqh.
Well, Imam Ghazali as well, but yeah, maybe Imam Ghazali. Yeah,
MashaAllah.
honestly,
I see. Okay,
because the period of doubt that he goes through, and then the transformation.
Yeah.
He goes, lives 10 years, like a hobo, ascetic basically, right?
Yeah.
And then he comes back.
Can you define the word ascetic or?
Oh, ascetic. It's like living very simply, like eating little, drinking little, praying
zuhd.
only, worshiping. Zuhd, right, exactly. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, I
Zuhd,
see.
basically.
Nice.
Asceticism, zuhd.
MashaAllah.
You probably translate it like that, yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting point. You also mentioned in the beginning that you had to recite Surah Al-Duha.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I just wanted to know, is it like to show the tajweed? Does
Yeah.
it have a certain tajweed level?
I think so, yeah. Like, did he actually, did I actually, study the deen to a certain extent? I think that's what they were trying to gauge,
Okay,
basically.
I see. They're
Do
trying
I
to
have
test
some
you.
basic knowledge?
Okay,
like,
because I thought like
Quran.
they're trying to see even like if you have experience with maqamat or whatever.
Oh,
like how
that's
to
also
recite
possible,
in.
actually.
You think
because,
so?
Yeah, because they do place importance on, the ability to
Recite,
recite well.
Okay, I see.
Like
Interesting.
Thing in the exam, يعني.
as an imam? Because
I mean, it's important. I mean, how is it
Later
called?
on,
Imam
I
al-Hajr
don't think,
al-Asqalani?
like at the beginning, like when you have an exam at the beginning and they just don't want to see you, I don't think that they have like in mind maybe he has knowledge about maqamat. I don't think so.
Yeah, I see. No, I mean, like, not knowledge in that sense, obviously. Sorry. I mean, like, if he can recite with
In a certain
melody.
maqam,
Yeah. You don't, I mean, it doesn't matter, the maqamat actually don't matter. You just have to, if you know already how to recite properly with maqamat, or in like a certain consistent melody or rhythm or whatever, then it's okay. I mean, maqamat didn't exist to the time of Rasulullah, right?
Right.
But the maqamat in that sense were there if you were reciting.
Right.
And Imam al-Hajr al-Asqalani himself said, when somebody recites, he should make his voice as beautiful as possible. I mean, the Rasulullah said, مَا لَمْ يَتَغَنَّ بِالْقُرْآنِ فَلَيْسَ مِنْهُ, right? Whoever doesn't
Sing.
sing. I mean, taghanna, it's really the root word here with the Quran, or doesn't recite it in a nice way, he's not from us.
Right.
And Imam al-Hajr al-Asqalani even said if he can't, he should learn how to recite it nice. Obviously, with not diverting from the rulings of tajweed.
Right.
These are the
No.
most important things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have like 10 more minutes left. We can like wrap things up, summarize a bit. What do you have to add here? I mean, about anything. Is there anything even about Switzerland that you would like to say, or even you, if you have any
New topic.
interesting points, questions, last questions?
I have, to be honest, a lot of questions. I didn't want to mention at the beginning.
Just
I have
one.
A lot of questions.
Just one. I'm asking one. Okay, Abdullah wants to ask a question. Everybody listen.
You know, like now, there's people who study, they always think about career and job. So, what do you think about this? Like,
Oh.
job or some career path?
Oh.
Or are you more like living a religious life?
Right. I mean,
Carry-
right now I'm just.
Can you
studying.
repeat the question, because I didn't even understand what he said.
So are you focusing? What I understood was that are you living more of a student life right now and not focusing on career?
No, it's
And
like,
jobs?
it's like long term. Like, where
Okay,
do you
where
see
you- what
yourself
is
in
it?
terms of
Okay.
career and like job
Ah.
opportunities?
Yeah.
Where do you
that's-
see yourself? I have to repeat so that.
That's a good question.
Yeah, or you can repeat the question so that the
Oh yeah. So
audience.
what do I see myself in? You know, in the long term.
Yes.
In terms of career and whatnot. What sort of job opportunities does this degree, does this program that I'm doing offer?
That's a good question, actually.
So I can become an imam, an officially recognized imam, going to like recognized by the government basically, and they have like a system where it's like every 5 years you rotate. Although this probably changes, but you'll be an imam in a masjid basically, and just lead the prayers and whatnot. It's less so of a scholar and more of like a imam in the masjid.
Yeah,
essentially,
your
right?
responsibility for the
Right.
mosque and
Exactly. So that's an option, and that's like they have like a you have a mash. Oh my god, I forgot the word.
say it in Turkish. Even your Friend
Mash. Wage. A salary. Yes, thank you. Yeah, so you get paid basically. And then on the other hand, I could also get into, like I said, continue my studies in academia with like a master's and a PhD and whatnot, and then become a professor in a university. I think these are the two most viable options right now.
mashallah, nice. And you get also like paid probably, right? So you get a salary for
Yeah.
this. And is it comparable to a real
Oh.
academic degree, or don't you know?
Yeah, it is.
It is?
Yeah, it's like
It's
normal
very-
university basically. But I'm thinking more of being a professor in America rather than in Turkey,
Yeah.
because I feel like my duty is over there rather than in Turkey.
Yeah, I see.
Being someone who was raised in America.
Yeah, may Allah inshallah grant you this. May Allah grant you this
I mean,
goal, inshallah.
all of our
We don't say
goals,
inshallah in the dua, sorry. May Allah give you this opportunity to become a da'i
And
or
thank you, inshallah.
imam and whatever you
Someone
want
who
to.
benefits his people in the US, inshallah ta'ala.
Ameen. Ameen.
because this academia, we have to get into academia, like honestly,
Yes.
because the academics are like the Orientalists and whatnot are still attacking Islam.
Yeah.
We have to get in there and start pushing the
Oriental
academics
is, are you yeah, okay, true, yeah. Do you have like a particular,
in mind.
one point in mind before we close up?
No, not in terms of Orientalists. But for example, there is a scholar, professor in Colombia, Wael Halaq.
Mm-hmm.
You guys may have heard of him. He has a book, The Impossible State. He's not a Muslim, but like this, he's doing what we should be doing basically. Like he's essentially defending the Deen. He argues, Islamic law is like something serious and well founded.
Yeah.
He like defends Islam in a way that we should be doing it. So that's like one of the goals I have. If I end up deciding to do academia, inshallah, I want to get into that, professorship and whatnot. And
Inshallah. I hope if you become that, we'll invite you, and Deen Dunya is still, inshallah, there.
Inshallah. Thank you.
10 years or whatever, how much it takes.
Inshallah.
And then you can give a good talk, whatever you want to. Obviously, your talk today was great. I'm really surprised. And
I
learned
enjoyed it and learned also a lot.
Jazakallah khairan.
Jazakumullah. Yeah. So yeah, this I think is the end of today's episode. Bilal Elkas, right?
Yeah.
MashaAllah, 20 years, traveled from Turkey to Switzerland. And he's very dedicated to the Islamic studies. May Allah grant him success in this one. Ameen. And I think we can close up, inshallah, and conclude this episode.
Thank you guys for inviting me.
Barakallahu feek for coming.
It was a pleasure.
Assalamu alaikum. Bilal, it was nice meeting you. Assalamu alaikum.
لم يكن الذين كفروا من أهل الكتاب والمشركين منفكين حتى تأتيهم البينة رسول من الله يتلو صحفا مطهرة فيها كتب قيمة وما تفرق الذين أوتوا الكتاب إلا من بعد ما جاءتهم البينة وما أمروا إلا ليعبدوا الله مخلصين له الدين حنفاء ويقيموا الصلاة ويؤتوا الزكاة وذلك دين القيمة إن الذين كفروا من أهل الكتاب والمشركين في نار جهنم خالدين فيها أولئك هم شر البرية إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات أولئك هم خير البرية جزاؤهم عند ربهم جنات عدن تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه ذلك لمن خشي ربه